I get high when I wanna get high, cry when I wanna cry. I travel when I wanna get away, and stay when I wanna stay. I feel what I wanna feel. I act real when I wanna get real.
What's going on? It is OMFG time. Are you here? Are you listening? Are you ready? It is, wow, it's a few days before Christmas. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Welcome to the show. I'm Omari Abbasi, and I'm your host, and this is OA Fagazine, and this is what I do every single week when I feel like being on my podcast. Is I talk about shit that's on my nerves, and sometimes it's informative, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just me venting. And today is going to be a vent day. You do feel me. You understand, right? Because you do see what the title is. Like, oh my fucking God, I hate flakes. Why? Yes, why? But we'll get to that. We want to first start off the show by saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, and all that shit. Because this is the last weekend before Christmas. And it is going to be 2016 any moment now. And that is a good thing. It is time to start some new shit. But I know there's a whole bunch of things that will not be going with me in 2016. I promise you that. But it has been a week. It's been an awakening. This week has been crazy. Like, really. Like, emotionally just nuts. Just insanity. I can't, I won't, I shan't. And you guys know this about me already. So let me start off by saying that I ran across an interesting podcast by the name of Kiss and Tell, and the host is I can't say I know the host, but Jace Barron, and it's called the Kiss and Tell Network. And I listened to a couple of episodes the other day, and I gotta say I really enjoy when there are podcasts wherein people do have a subject matter. Like me personally, I don't take this very seriously at all. I mean, this is just me doing what I do. But I do like when there are people who have subject matter. That's great. Like, I think that's awesome. So I think I will be listening to them. So I'm just going to give them a quick shout out. Say, hey, what's up? You never know. Maybe I'll be a panel guest on one of their podcasts. Who knows? Maybe I'll invite myself because it's just what I do. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one of those things, I don't know if you guys are listening to The Read or if you're listening to The Friend Zone. Well, I have to say, I've been really trying to give The Friend Zone. Now, The Friend Zone seems to be a bit of a split off of The Read because it's the friends of Kid Fury and Crystal. And obviously, as you know, if you listen to The Read, and if you don't, please do, they are a knockout group. Like, Kid Fury and Crystal are just hilarious. They're very entertaining. I have my personal issue with a few of the things that they talk about because they're young. They're like 12 and 13, So, like, their issues are, to me, a little trivial. And, and I hate the N-word. I hate people who use that word. It just drives me nuts. So you hear that and bitch all throughout the podcast. But overall, they just have a good feel of topics and current events, and I love that. But their little spinoff, The Friend Zone. Now, the one girl on there, Fran, who's sort of I don't know, health person. I don't know. She's okay. I kind of dig where she's coming from. It's just hard for me to listen to her. And the dude, Asante, is just, he's so green, he's so juvenile, he's so immature, and he hasn't a clue. But I have to say that Dustin Ross is hilarious. He always has my attention. And if he had his own podcast, I'd be all on board. There's no question. I love what he does. I love who he is. I love what he stands for. Very intelligent. And so it's kind of nice to start to browse other podcasts and hear what other people are talking about. And with the and the reason why I bring that up is because Kiss and Tell tends to have like subject matter that matters, and it's kind of cool to hear what other people are doing. It's sort of like they're trying to tackle social issues and stuff like that. But to me, I'll tell you the reason why I don't do that. And I love to talk about religion and racism and all that stuff. I would get all into it. But number one, people tend not to agree with how I feel about things like that. To me, I'm very black and white. I'm very black and white about most of everything. Religion especially, and sex and racism, it's black and white for me. And people nowadays tend to want to have a lot of gray. And then push you towards their agenda, how they feel about the subject. And personally, I just don't feel that way. I feel like at the end of the day, life is life. It's mine. It's like how I feel about it, what I do is me. It's like you do you, and I know that's cliche to say, but honestly, just do yourself. Be you. And if you're comfortable with that, be that's fine. I'm very comfortable being me. I love me. I love that I'm a little controversial. I love that I don't believe what other people believe. I mean, and if, and honestly, one of the things that was funny that I heard over the weekend about reality shows is how people talk about how when they do these types of things like social media, they're not putting their real person out there. They're putting a portion of who they are. And I agree with that. Because there's lots of things about me that people don't know, good and bad. Not just bad, but lots of good things about me people have no idea, because I'm not my best promoter. I'm not my publicist. I don't go around talking about all the good that I've done or all the accomplishments I've made. I just don't do it. And the bad stuff, I just don't talk about it, because a lot of times I'm uncomfortable with the bad stuff myself. Like, a lot of times I'm doing things that I still grapple with, and I'm like, wow, I mean, when you say it out loud, it just becomes so real. And, especially like I boast about being celibate and all that, but there's reasons why, they're just, God, like the core of who I am has come from the majority of everything bad. So it's kind of like I'm the end result of what I've turned my life into, like in spite of. So there's just like all these dark places in me that I'm not proud of, that I don't talk about. So realistically speaking, yeah, we do. I think all of us podcasters and all that, we only give a portion of who we really are, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a great thing. I think it spares a lot of butthurt, and just kind of keeps it moving. But number one thing on my mind today, and excuse me, sorry for clearing my throat, but the one thing that is bothering me to no degree today is flakes. And we've talked about this a million times, but I literally was working with four or five different models that I was trying to shoot. Now, the majority of what I'm trying to do, I have a new shirt that I want to put online, and I had debated with myself even putting new material up until I got my actual space. So I was like, well, let me just, because since it's taking so long to actually find the space, I was like, well, let me just go ahead and do this and get the shit up there, and then and just worry about it later. So I'm slowly getting to the point where I'm opening up the online store and just dealing with, I'm going to have to sell pieces until my actual store actually opens up. And so I've been debating whether putting new stuff up there or just waiting until I have the space so I can shoot the models, blah, blah, blah. So I've been working with 4 guys that I've been like really, actually 5 that I've been trying to get in and work with, whatever. But more, I had 2 guys on deck. They were both going to shoot 2 different shirts, and they were all about, oh, I'm an exhibitionist. Yeah, I have no problem doing it. Yada, yada, yada. We set up the days. Both of them flake. Both of them. Now, mind you, let's talk about, we're going to talk about the main one. I won't give his name. I should, but I'll just say it starts with an M. He was the worst individual I have ever dealt with, ever. Now, I've dealt with some bullshit with models before, and go-go dancers the whole nine, because you don't know I DJ the whole nine. I've dealt with them all. He by far is the worst, and I'm going to tell you why. Because he was so, like, I put out an ad. I put an ad out there saying, hey, I need this. This is what I need people to do. So they responded, sent photos. I text back and forth. And I was like, okay, this dude sounds down. Love his pictures. Love what he's about. He's going to do it. I, got shirt sizes like, hey, we're going to do it on this day, this time, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yes, I want to do it. I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I've totally wanted to do this. And he's quote unquote a straight guy, but he's like, oh, you know what? If you have something that you can do where I can interact with another guy, I'd be up for it. I'm like, well, I normally don't do that, but you know what? This one, we're just going to keep strictly just you. And, maybe in the future we can get something where we can have you interact with another guy. He was like, well, yeah, because I wouldn't mind. Now, these are his words, not mine. And he's saying, well, I wouldn't mind having another guy, give me a blowjob or whatever on video or tape. And I'm like, okay, got it. Noted in the back of my head, but that's just not really what I do. And you guys can see what I do, and I really don't go there. But I'd always like to respect what the person requests because I like ideas. I like where they want to go, and I appreciate that. But it's like, that's not really what I do. But okay, at least I know you're open. So I took it there. I was like, hey, I know the guy's open. So for a couple days, we're texting, trying to coordinate everything. And he's, so he's like, well, listen, hey, I live in this part of town. It takes me about an hour and 45 minutes or so to get there. And I was like, oh, respect that because the shoot was going to be at 5:30 in the morning. I was like, well, listen, I'm part of couchsurfer.com. So I'm not opposed to having you stay in the spare bedroom so you don't have to get up and drive that early. We'll do the shoot, call it a day. It's like, okay, that's sweet. I appreciate that. Now, he's like, now mind you, I haven't met him, but I'm texting him back and forth. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with it. Because again, I'm on Couchsurfer, so a stranger coming in and staying in my place isn't foreign. It's not a foreign thing, and I've done it before. I'm cool with it, especially if I get a good vibe. So I'm thinking, okay, this would be perfect because if he's going to stay overnight or whatever, I'll get more shots in that aren't in public because we're going to do a public shoot, and I'll get get those solidified, blah, blah. So he's telling me about this girl he's trying to date. Now, I've already told the dude, I'm like, yo, like he's giving me this scenario. Now, I'm already just like really like I don't even understand who I'm talking to really because I'm like it's like I'm always stepping in that seat where I'm always trying to help somebody, and that is just who I am. I'm 2016. I will not be this person. I'm done. But I'm like listening to his story, and I'm like, dude, she's not into you, and that's cliche as well. It's like you can tell when someone's not into someone. So I was like, no, she's not into you. I think you're gonna get hurt. Be careful. Blah blah blah. This is the type of rapport we've developed in the past 2 days. I'm like, so he's telling me about this girl, and I'm like, yo, I get it. She's just not into you, but do whatever. I mean, we all have to do whatever we want to do, but we find out later. So Friday comes. Now he's supposed to come Friday and then do the shoot Saturday. So Friday afternoon comes. Now, mind you, he's talking about the shoot. He's talking about the girl all day, sending texts saying how he's looking forward to the shoot. Friday afternoon comes. He can't do it because the girl has invited him over and he feels like this is his only chance to have sex with the girl. And I'm like, okay, whatever, and I'm out because I'm like, listen, I hate flakes. I deal with this all the time. I can't stand them, but I'm like, you know what? I'm out. Do whatever. Now, mind you, on the text, I'm being calm. I'm like, okay, that's fine. No problem. He's like, well, can we do it tomorrow? And I'm like, sure, but I'm like, okay. So I'm done texting because I'm pretty much out. But I'm like, God damn, I really wanted to get this dude's look and shot and what have you. So I reached out to a brother that I have been a young guy that I was like, I love his look, just got a great look. He really has a great look. One that I think if we were to do, a shoot, people would be like, oh, he's stunning, like, and probably want to, get him signed to an agency type of deal because he's stunning. And so it was like, I reached out. I was like, yo, can you do this shoot tomorrow? Because I have a guy that's going to flake on me And the problem with this one, I was like, he needed some grooming. So I was like, listen, we'll get your hair cut, get your facial hair done.